A new rumor indicates that we might be gearing up for another Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Direct set to air 3 months after the initial presentation, bringing us final announcements before the game's launch. What's going on, everybody? It's Zach from Switchforce. Gabe is here, and famed leaker slash rumor master Leaky Pandy over on Twitter has stated that they strongly believe a Smash Direct will be coming sometime between November 5th and November 9th, and this will be the big hurrah before the game comes out.
Nintendo has been a little bit radio silent as of late. Yeah, we had the September Direct, but since then, they've released some games, but they've kept mum about everything else that's happening, and that makes sense because you're going into the holiday season. You have a couple major games coming out, but there is still that mode that is proven to be very elusive, Zachary, because I personally felt that we would have known what it was by now, and I still fully believe that we find out what it is probably during this hypothetical Direct. I don't think that there's any chance we go into the game not knowing what it is. They said they would talk about it at some point, and it kind of feels like they're going to run out of time here soon.
Yeah, this presentation, if to be true, I think would focus extensively on just sort of rounding out the content package for the game. Of course, giving us some new characters, which we'll touch on in a minute. But again, it would be 3 months after the first Smash Direct and just about 2 months after Nintendo's last online show. So it fits and it makes sense. And I'd say Leaky Pandy, of all the people over sort of in the Twitter rumor universe, is pretty darn reliable. And as you mentioned, like we kind of need to know what's going on here. So I figure this presentation focuses on Spirits Mode. We have, thought and predicted and debated what that will be. Some sort of boss storyline. Characters are dead, villains are coming, type extravaganza, single-player focus. That would be my hope. And then, what? We get Incineroar and Ken and call it a day?
Look, it's kind of a bummer to think like that, like, hey, we're going to get like 2 more characters and the story mode, and that's going to be it. And you and I differ here, but I personally think that if this single-player mode, whatever it ends up being, is substantial, then this game is so jam-packed that I would be okay with just, maybe 2 or 3 new fighters. It's not out of the realm of possibility that they announce like 3 new fighters, right? A couple new ones. A couple new ones and an Echo, something like that. I know people really want Geno. I know people really want Skull Kid. There's a lot that people want in this game. It's just sad that it's probably not all going to happen. Shout out to Waluigi because I don't think he ever makes it as a main fighter here. But yeah, here's my question. Are you satisfied if the Spirits mode is like actually pretty substantial and it looks really cool, but then we only get like Ken and Incineroar like you had said?
Yeah, I think ultimately extending
there
we go. All the puns. I think ultimately extending the now I'm just searching for them. It seems like ultimately extending the echo of this game as it progresses through the rooms of the Switches now. Ultimately, if we get a bigger content package, to me, knowing that there will almost assuredly be DLC, like, to me, that is more important. So if Spirits Mode turns out to be something really cool, really substantial, and it can deliver us, anywhere from, I'd say, 4 to 8 hours of gameplay, like, that would be incredible. And who knows how big that mode really is, if it's cooperative as well, if it, leads to unlocks or different other things. But I think, this Direct kind of makes me maybe take the contrarian view and say maybe there is more to reveal. The last Smash Direct on August 8th came in 2 seconds shy of 27 minutes. Now, I don't know that it's going to be that long this time around, but if they're going to do a full presentation and not just like trailer reveals, you think this thing has to be at least 20, right? Like, and from there, can you talk about Spirits Mode for 15, 16 minutes? Maybe they do some more side content reveals, how they did with music and stages and things of the sort in the past. But maybe this does open the door for our man Sakurai being a little bit misleading, and maybe we do get more than the 2 characters people seem more or less set on right now.
Well, Sakurai is very good at getting into extremely deep, for lack of a better word, minutia about the game. Like, he'll sit there and like talk about how Donkey Kong's nostrils are different this time. And he'll talk about how like the stages have like been revamped and how there's so many music tracks. He can get extremely deep.
Yes.
So I'm not necessarily worried about the time, but then let's say it is like 20 something minutes. Then my worry is like, are you showing too much? Because if this mode is as cool as we expect and hope it is, don't you want some of that to be a surprise?
Well, that's why I'm saying I think they go through an overview, they show a cool trailer, they describe it, and then there's got to be other stuff to fill that time, right? I don't think this is a case where they go through like, oh, here are all the bosses, here are all the levels, here's exactly how this progresses. Maybe there are some more hidden features or things that we haven't found. I think the hope would be there will be surprise content in the game that we do get to unlock. I don't know that it's going to be characters, but even if it's just like a cool stage, some extra items, I don't know, something that would be a little bit mysterious would be absolutely awesome. But if they are going with another full-on direct, that to me says, hey, they want to get as much of this game out there as possible and prepare the fan base and prepare the soon to be Switch owners for the holidays that like this is the best, most exciting game to get for whatever December holiday you celebrate.
I can't wait for Meltan to be introduced into Smash.
Oh God.
One other thing that I don't think it happens, but if there's any chance this is when it would be talked about, is the possibility of a demo / test fight or whatever. Again, not super likely because Smash Brothers is gonna sell. They don't need to do it. But if they do want to like test servers or something along those lines, maybe this gets announced then. Like, because if they're gonna do it, you're right. They need to have some substantial information to show besides Spirit Mode, I guess, and whatever character trailers end up being. So do you think? Here, let me phrase it this way: what is the percentage chance that you think we get some type of demo / online tournament like pre-launch?
This presentation is looking to come nearly exactly a month before the game's release. I don't know. I think say it's a week out or 2 weeks out, putting something around like the Thanksgiving time frame seems a little bit just I don't know. I think I think it's messy though. I think the console bundle is coming out on the 2nd. That will be before this direct. I say 10%. I think it's very low probability that we get some sort of free Smash anything.
Yeah, I tend to agree. If I'm guessing, I'm probably guessing closer to the 25% range. Like I don't think it happens, but. I mean,
they've already done their demo tour at like Best Buys. Obviously, the conventions have provided a plethora of Smash opportunity and content for press and for some lucky fans. I think this game is, by that November timeline, like it's going to be close to just getting ready, gearing up, mass marketing, and making the push. You got the console out there. The Pro Controller will be releasing alongside the game. You have Amiibo as well. And if the things are to be true with like, DLC coming, at the Game Awards a couple days before launch, like I don't think they need anything extra to give this oomph. It has about as much as you possibly could. It's jam-packed, and I think people will be jam-packing themselves into the eShop or into GameStop or onto Amazon to get this thing without any prep. But I do think that this is an opportunity to discuss online how that works out here now that we are paying for it. A more comprehensive Smash online package would be nice. We know a lot of the modes. There's some really cool stuff going on in terms of just, I don't know, really unique offerings in the multiplayer side, and I would hope that they would give us a little bit of detail on how that's all going to work out, or maybe what sort of the presentation looks like, the lobbies or whatnot, how that all factors. That would be, I think, a good use of time here as well.
Yeah, okay, so characters, right? That's probably the most exciting thing outside of this potential Spirits mode. What do you think? First of all, how many? Second of all, who do you think they are?
I'm gonna double us up, and I'm gonna say we get 4. I'm gonna say we get 2 new and 2 echoes. I do think that Incineroar and Ken are gonna be there. It just makes too much sense. From there, I do think I would love, and I do think that we get a surprise, really fun final character. I think, as we've said time and time again, Sakurai is a master of magic, of mystery, of mystique, and I think going out with a bang is kind of the best way to enter launch for this game. And we have seen things that a lot of really cool characters are being saved for DLC, so that's part of it as well. And if that gets revealed at those Game Awards before the game, and maybe that is their final firework before we're able to play. I still think maybe we get an Isaac or a Gino, someone super cool, as sort of just the final hey, or Gabe. Very, very unlikely, but have they been just teasing us and laying the groundwork for a late game Waluigi reveal that would just send hype and coverage into the stratosphere.
That would be so crazy. Because people are clamoring for Waluigi for whatever reason. I feel like the Isaac tease was like a little bit like too hard to ignore. Like I feel like Isaac's coming just because like that image it's too perfect. I feel like Isaac's in the game. But yeah, Waluigi, I'm like 50-50 whether I think he's in the game or not. I think it could go either way. And even if he doesn't appear in the main game, maybe he becomes DLC, or maybe he's like the only new character in whatever Smash Brothers game comes next, because that's all they can add at this point because they're packing this with everything else. So
yeah, the case of the next Smash Brothers and what you do once you've added everything is very, very confusing and
just
kind of borderline
Waluigi,
crazy to me. That's it. Just one character game.
Yeah.
No, I think we do get a couple. I think it's the expected ones and then something fun to wrap up. But to me, as I mentioned, the big ticket item here and the big deal is, can Spirits Mode be something that helps set this Smash game apart from a mode / single player side? Obviously, they're bringing in so much cool content, and there is just every character, so it's hard to complain on that front. But rather than this being a bringing together and sort of a rehashing of all the past games, it would be great if it also had something super spanking new to stand out on the Switch. And I think that's hopefully what Spirits Mode delivers sometime between November 5th and 9th, if Leaky Pandy is on the right track here. Let us know your take in the comments down below, guys and girls. What do you think about another Smash Direct, and what would you hope and believe will be there in terms of characters, Spirits Mode, and anything else you can think of? Let us know in those comments. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all the latest and greatest from the Switch and Smash Bros. We've got you covered. First Pokemon, then Smash, 2 big months coming our way. You can follow us on Twitter and Discord if you want to stay up to date on those games right up to the minute and discuss them with some other cool Switch fans. For now, though, for myself and Gabe, have a fantastic day. Switch Force, out.